What's going on, YouTube? This is Jimifanis, aka Viper Magic, and today I want to talk to you guys about the Trial of Osiris, which Bungie just got done revealing today on their Twitch live stream. So they're doing something a little bit different with the House of Wolves DLC, and they're actually debuting it in 3 little chunks. Last week was about the Reef. This week focuses exclusively on Trials of Osirus, so we were treated to a lot of gameplay, which was really, really cool. It was in front of a studio audience. It had the esports vibe with Deej was always there, and then you had another Bungie developer, and then they watched 3 players play through, and you got to listen to their communication and how it worked out, and it was a really cool vibe. I really enjoyed it. So the new game mode they were showing off was called Elimination, and it's a 3v3, and they basically, if you die, you can be resurrected, but once the whole team wipes, it's over. There's no respawns in that sense. What you have to do is you earn these trial passages, which they're passage coins used to cash in to buy a trials passage. That's what gets you into the game. If you lose 3, you are out, which is very interesting. So if you're not playing so well and you lose 3 in a row, you have to use your passage coin to go back out to get another, and it basically resets your progress each week. And there are passage coins that you can use for buffs, very similar to what we have now in the Iron Banner. The 3 different modes was a mulligan, which means like a loss doesn't count. You had an extra win, and then there was another game mode where 2 wins could count towards a third. Just basically little modifiers. If you think about what Iron Banner did, where you would put in the tempered buff, where you would be able to earn experience faster, these were kind of like little coins you could do to buy, give yourself a little advantage, not necessarily in the battlefield, but in terms of win-loss and that sort of thing. So it's nice for players who need a little bit of extra help to get things done. It's basically touted as high-end Crucible gameplay. It's going to be replacing any raid that they have, although they have announced there may be a raid coming later on. Right now, this is the endgame content. So each match consists of these like 3-on-3 team death matches. When you eliminate the enemy team, you get a point. First to 5 wins that round, or I'm sorry, rather that that whole event, and then you get a win. And then again, you work your way up and wins. So you can win gear, and there are random drops. It seems that in a separate article that IGN posted today, they actually talked that they're going to be changing how drops occur so that people with better either better kill to death ratios or people that are actually rising to the top of the scorecard will have a better chance at better drops. I didn't see that today, but I think that's coming. But they did say that there will be random drops. An important thing that they said was that you have to bring your own fire team. They said, "We will find you enemies, not friends." Now, I'm not a big fan of this again. I don't know why we continue to have this mode in the game, because here's what's going to happen. There's going to be a lot of people that go online that do not have a couple friends that are interested in playing, and we're all going to crash the forums like we already do now, and we're going to put out our screen names, and if you're on the PlayStation Network, you're going to add a zillion friends and try to get in a group and go into gameplay. Now, I've gotten through both endgame raids with random groups. Yes, I mean, there is a synergy that's somewhat formed as you play through, but was it there to begin with? Absolutely not. So again, I feel like we're going back in that direction where we're just going to crash the forums. I know they want it to be ultra competitive and only the best of the best win. I don't know why they don't open it up to matchmaking. And if you don't have a good fire team, you're going to get swept. I don't see what the problem with that is. But that's a goofy design decision that unfortunately continues in this expansion, and I'm not happy about it. I don't see how it hurts the people with pre-mades to give people that need randos a group. I don't see how that hurts the game. So that's it. So once you're in, you're playing through the game. If you get to 2 minutes, which isn't a whole lot of time, they actually do this overtime mode where they'll put a random spawn point, a random control point in the center of the map, and the first team to get that will automatically win. So it forces gameplay to be quick. So you're not going to be in these matches for a long time. If there's 2 enemies left, or you and an enemy, and you're running at the point, and you both run each other and die, it's who's closest to the pin. So there will be a winner. There will not be any draws or anything like that. But it sounds like it's very rapid gameplay. And they mentioned that around the 3rd round, there's like a heavy weapon drop. So that's not going to be. There's not going to be a lot of heavy. There's not going to be a lot of special. And again, watching through the video, as you saw some of my previous videos where I'm not particularly ecstatic about the new drop rates on special and heavy ammo, that does persist into this game. So make sure you have a primary weapon that you really like, because you're going to be using it a lot. You can re-enter over and over as long as you want, as long as you have those passage coins that I mentioned. So you get the passage coins by doing the Crucible activity of the week. So there might be random games that you have to play, and I'm sure they'll randomize it. This is just a way to keep the Crucible fresh and not people grinding, or not, to keep people grinding, rather, to keep people going through the Crucible to earn up these coins so that when they go on the weekend, they can blow the coins on the Trial of Osiris. Use the to buy those extra buffs if they need, at least get admittance into the tournament. So that's kind of interesting. The Trial of Osiris will actually only be on limited time. It won't be available all the time. It goes on Friday at 10 a.m. Pacific, and then it goes through the normal reset on Tuesday. So you got to kind of pace yourself for the week and earning these coins, because you're going to blow through them on the weekend, and then you're going to have to wait. So if you really want to play Trials of Osiris on Wednesday and Thursday, you can't. Is that really a huge deal? Not really. It does kind of make it more of an event type thing, which is actually kind of nice. I don't know why. If you really wanted to play on Wednesday and you couldn't, I don't know. I'm sure there's enough player base out there that would support a 24/7, but I understand that they want to make this an event, kind of like Iron Banner, in the sense that if you want to get in, you got to get in now. So, I don't know. There's that. As far as gear drops, if you find gear randomly through the end, as I mentioned, you can ascend it up to level 34. If you play through Trial of Osiris and you cash in your Trials passage by getting 7 or 9 wins, you will be given a piece of gear that is already 34. So there's an incentive for the players that are better to get stuff faster, but that doesn't mean that players who stink can't eventually get there. So you're going to have a kind of gap early on for the players that are really good versus the players that aren't so good. And kind of like raid gear in a sense that, you know, the real hardcore players got it early on and they were playing through it and getting the good stuff. And then later on, you know, players kind of limped through it, got gear, slowly ground through, getting radiant energy, ascendant energy, all that sort of stuff, and working their way up the progression. But if you're good enough to get all the wins, you're going to get the gear right away, and there's really not a lot for you to do. It's going to be Iron Banner rules, so they recommend having the highest light level as possible, ascend your gear as quickly as possible so you're ready to go there. Matchmaking. This was very interesting. They said matchmaking is going to be based on your connection speed. So they're going to match you against other people who have a similar connection speed to you to get the best possible performance. This could be alleviated with dedicated servers, but that's okay. We want to stick to peer-to-peer here. They're going to do their best to try to matchmake you. Okay. I mean, I have a good internet connection. There are times I will play in a game and it's chugging horribly, so it would be nice to weed out the people with slow internet versus faster internet. So that part of it's good, but again, I think dedicated servers would solve this problem. I mentioned the heavy ammo, and lastly, back to matchmaking, there will be no back-to-back. So if you play 3 versus 3 and you lose, if you both re-queue, they're not going to put you back together. You're not going to get a back-to-back. So I'm sorry my notes were so sporadic, but that's basically, it was jumping around. We got 15 minutes, you know, we got a little bit of gameplay, a little bit of commentary, a little bit of gameplay, a little bit of commentary, and the kind of the thread that they were discussing through, sometimes it weaved in and out, and there were little teasers they wanted to mention, then the gameplay would start and they'd be quiet. But all in all, I'm very excited about this. I think this is a good thing. This is going to bring Crucible up to, and player versus player, kind of up to the forefront a little bit. Now, one thing that I am excited about is that while it is Iron Banner rules and it's going to be hardcore, it sounds like with enough just kind of limping through it, you will eventually be able to get all the gear that's locked behind here. The players that are really good in Excel are going to move their way up. The only thing, as I mentioned before, that I'm not particularly ecstatic about is the matchmaking system. I don't know why they insist on not allowing us to have matchmaking. World of Warcraft does endgame raids with random looking for raid functionality, and it works or it doesn't, but let the players sort that out on their own. If I'm forced to get a team, I'm either going to get a team or I'm going to crash the forums. Let me try my luck with the rando teammates. Maybe it'll work out. Maybe I'll make some new friends. I don't know why you guys are doing this. Everything else, though, is perfect. This is exactly what we wanted. At least for me, as a Crucible player, I'm very, very excited to jump into this content, throw my hand out there, get some guys together, and go crash this content and try to work our way up the ranks and hopefully score some pretty sweet gear. Anyways, enough of me rambling. I'm curious to hear what you guys think. Do you guys think that the Trials of Osiris is really good? Does this make up for the lack of a raid? Until the game goes live, I'm going to have to hold judgment on that. as a guy who did raids occasionally towards the end of my Destiny career when I was really hardcore into it, I've gone on hiatus now until the patch comes out, the expansion comes out. I don't know. I don't know if this is a good substitute or not. We're going to have to wait and see. I don't know. I hope so. I know they said they're going to do raid content later on, and I'll probably do a dedicated video later on about that. But for now, this is what we're getting. So if you're not into PvP, you better hope that next week's reveal is something for you. As always, I want to thank you guys for watching. Please do me a favor. Comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what you guys think about this expansion. And what do you think about Trials of Osirus? And how is this shaping up? Is this getting you back into Destiny? Do you not care anymore? Let me know. Thanks for watching. And until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.